What's up, y'all? It's after the snap. New York is one of the biggest states in the country, one of the most competitive sports markets in the world, and home to some of the toughest football players you'll find anywhere. From the streets of New York City to Long Island to the Hudson Valley to Western New York, there is real football talent in this state. But when the national rankings come out, New York is rarely mentioned with the football powerhouses Texas, Florida, Georgia, California. Those states dominate the conversation when it comes to the recruiting pipelines, player development, and national recognition. So the question becomes, is New York underrated? Or are we actually falling behind the rest of the country? Is the issue talent? Is it development? Or is it simply exposure? Or is it something deeper within the system itself that's broken? Well, tonight on After the Snap, we're going to take a real look at where New York football stands on the national stage. We've got two guests joining us who know the landscape, and they're here to help us break it all down. The talent, the challenges, and what the future of New York football could look like. Let's get into it.
It's the After the Snap, where the city talks back. The game of the field with Ed, Tuck and Mac. First we break it down, then we'll build it back. From uptown to the bridge, we dissecting the gaps. From the whistle to the chats, we don't fumble the facts. If it's happening in the 5, then it's After the Snap. Go! After the Snap.
Fellas, what's up, man?
What up, man?
Yo.
What up, Mac?
What's going on, Mac?
Fellas?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
Oh, Mac, I see you got that new apparel on. I like that.
Man, this guy said new apparel is crazy. What's up with y'all, man?
I'm chilling, man. I wanted
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the time frame. Despite what Lau thinks, that's the time frame. I want to jump into something really quick, man.
Okay.
Breaking news up in Syracuse. Christian Brothers Academy, Syracuse is a Catholic school. They play in a public school league. Those public school teams have just decided to no longer play Christian Brothers Academy in the regular season. Want to get your guys' take on that? It's a Catholic school. They get to recruit. They're playing public schools in the regular season. They've won 3 straight state championships up in that league in their class. What do you guys think about that?
It's a game.
Yeah, like they do that. They do that in Jersey. So I think it's Division B. Catholic schools in Jersey play against public schools in the regular season. Now they don't compete for the same championship. When the playoffs come, they play against each other. But I think that's fair. I think that those teams are rightfully so to move out of that division. I read the article and they were just saying that school is just recruiting the best talent in the area. And yeah, it's an unfair landscape.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I think, but they've been playing that way for years. What's the difference now?
I mean, you see it everywhere. Kids are transferring like more than ever now. So the whole high school football kind of landscape is changing. Kids are moving around more. And if you're having a losing season, kids are out.
So Lau wants us to explain this in what he called PSAL terms. So Lau, basically what's happening is the CBA is a Catholic school. So outside of New York City, and Westchester, I believe, a lot of the Catholic schools don't have a bunch of Catholic football teams in the area to play. So CBA Syracuse plays in a public school league. It would be like Iona Prep playing in the PSAL, right? Or Cardinal Hayes because it's in the city and playing in the PSAL.
And then the public schools can't recruit out of their zone. So you got to explain that.
Yes,
too.
yes. Outside of New York City, public school teams are zoned. So like you have to live in a town in order to play for that school. You can't. It's not like you would have to live in, Flatbush, Brooklyn to play for E Hall in New York City. Or you'd have to live on like in the Gun Hill section to play for Evander Childs in the Bronx. It's not like that. That's not like that in New York City, but that's how it is up there. So they can't pull kids from all over. They can only pull kids from their town, while CBA can pull kids from anywhere they want. So they've decided to not not play CBA anymore. And is that about competition? Do you think that's fair to CBA? Where's CBA going to get games? Pete, I see you saying for them to join the upstate league, but I checked CBA to Canisius is 2.5 hours.
Oh my God,
that's a far commute to play a football game.
Yeah, man, that's, and I think I'm not sure. I was reading an article. I think they're moving to is them another team left in that division, correct?
There's another team. There's another public school team that's willing to play them. But the other
games,
schools,
other games come from, I'm guessing, what, non-league?
This year they're gonna have to,
yeah.
They're gonna have to. They're playing Iona Prep, by the way, at the start of the season. So that'll be a good test for them. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, man. So now these schools don't want to play them because they can recruit, and they've been winning this long, so they don't want to play them no more. Is it because of the competition, or
that's what I'm saying? This reminds me of what happened to St. Francis Academy in Baltimore when the teams in their league said, "Yo, we're not playing you no more. You guys won a championship. Go find your own games. We're not playing you no more."
Hey, you said this team is the back-to-back New York State champions, right?
Yeah, 3-time state champs. Yep.
3-time state champs. Shoot,
man.
Last
3 years.
If it's not competitive, and when I say not competitive, if they're playing the teams in their league and they're winning by landslides year after year, then it does get old. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the other schools getting out of? And it's like, are they coming into the season with little to no hope? Because they know they got to run into these guys.
Yeah.
Or is it? Or are they taking kids from their programs also?
Well, in the article it said, it's funny you said that. In the article it said they're recruiting some of the best talent out of the area.
I mean, that's tough.
Yeah. So it's not an even landslide. That's why I don't even know why they even have that set up like that, because it's not really an even.
I mean, if they're in the same league, they should follow by the same rules as the public school.
But you know how Catholics. Never mind.
But they
so hold on. I mean, Lords does it, right? Lords is a school in Westchester or Dutchess County. They play in a public school league, and no one has an issue playing them. So is it just because they're losing? That's the real question.
I mean, if I'm a public school out there, I'm fighting to I can recruit out of my zone, just like the Catholic. You got to make it fair in some ways for us to play each other. You either take it away or give me the option
to recruit anywhere.
Yeah,
I agree. We have a comment that said you can't be upset because the team is on a run of greatness. However, the ability to recruit with the unlimited range does provide an unfair. It's super unfair. Like if you have access to some of the best talent in the area, and then expect schools to compete with that school when you can only get homegrown kids, that's rough, man. That's rough.
I hear you. So what I want to say now is like, so that's the problem we're having here internally in New York State, right? Those kind of issues, is that one of the reasons why we're falling behind nationally? Like, where do you guys think, like, the question for tonight is, where do we rank nationally? Where do you guys think New York ranks nationally?
Before we move on, I just want to address Pete. Yeah, no, that it isn't. You said it isn't illegal, but Coach Ed said it is. Coach Ed said, as a public school, upstate New York, you can only get students in your town. I'm not sure. I didn't look into that. I only know Jersey's rules. I'm not sure if that applies for upstate New York. I'm only going off of what Coach Ed said. But if they can recruit in other towns, then I would say that it's an even landscape. I wouldn't say that CBA is maybe overpowering them because they're getting all the best athletes, which they're probably offering aid. Publics cannot. Yeah, all right. So publics cannot. Right. So yeah, if publics cannot, then that definitely that definitely is an unfair advantage. They should be playing in the
Okay.
same league.
All right. So again, that's that, and we doing our investigative journalism on this. We're gonna try to get some guys up here from up there to talk about it.
Oh, that's
What
nice.
I want to know is, where do you guys think New York football stands nationally? Where would you rank us?
Man, I was looking at
As
the comments.
as a whole,
Yeah, he said
As a
New
whole,
York, New York
New
State.
York State.
Yeah. Tuck, they in the top. You think New York State is in the top 20?
Yes. Oh, wait, you asked Tuck. My bad.
Nah.
yeah,
I mean, you
on,
have to
guys.
include
Take a
upstate as
stance.
well, Tuck.
Take a stance, fellas. Take a
yeah,
stance.
I don't think we're in the top.
Not in the
20,
top
man.
20?
Nah.
Got you.
Wow. Mac, what do you think?
I think as a state, we're in the top 25.
Okay,
And then
so-
this is kind of going off of this is kind of 34. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that low. Low 30s. So definitely top 10. So this is me basing it off of pro players. I believe we have a decent amount of pro players. Not, of course, not like the top 5. Like the top 5 states, you have to say Florida, Texas. Of course, we're not nowhere close to that. That's why I said top 25. I think we put out a decent amount of pro players. Decent. I think we put out a decent amount of Division I players. And we're talking about high school football. So, and then I saw somebody in the comments when we posted it, and they said a great measurement is taking our top 5 schools in the state and how do they match up against other states' top 5 schools. I think, you may call me crazy, but I think our top 5 outside of the big dog states can go head to head with some of the states. Like I would say Virginia.
I just want to point out that there's a poll live in the chat. I mean, we know what we're New Yorkers, so we have our biases. I want to bring up somebody who looks at this stuff from a national level, right? The founder of High School Football America, Jeff Fisher. He does a weekly ranking. He can give us better information. Jeff, where you at?
How are you guys?
How are you, Jeff?
What's up, Jeff?
man?
What's up, Jeff?
Enjoying the chat, no doubt about that. Hey, is my background reversed or not? I can never tell.
It is.
So
It's reversed.
I
It's reversed.
apologize. Sometimes you can't figure out the system, so hopefully people don't get too disturbed. There you go.
Yeah, there you go, Jeff. Hey, so Jeff, wanted to bring you on and ask you, where do you think New York ranks? You rank teams all across the country. Where would you place New York?
Sure. So let's give a little bit of background to the people who don't know High School Football America. We've been doing it ranking since this will be our 15th year. So since 2012. 12 was an opinion poll. You know what everybody has when it comes to opinions. We all have them, but
Yes.
most aren't very good. We went to an algorithm that I created in 13, and we've been using it ever since. So we ranked the top 300 teams in the country during the season. And what you have to do is you put the algorithm together to get to preseason rankings and all that stuff is kind of look at everybody in general, right? So I would say over the last 5 years, and I didn't know this was going to be this part of the chat, but in general, I would say New York State as a whole, is probably somewhere over the last 5 years between 28 and 32 or 33, if that makes sense to you guys.
28?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff, 28 low to me, Jeff.
Don't kill the algorithm.
I hear you. What's the highest? What's the highest in New York team's been ranked? I know one team was ranked 93 in the nation one year.
Cardinal Hayes was.
That's a good school. Yeah, I heard of them.
Yeah, you heard of that one?
Yeah.
And then Iona Prep might have been
86.
86. Okay. You
86.
You know your stuff better than I do.
Hey,
St. Anthony's has been in there. Chaminade's been in there. Yeah.
Farrell.
Yep.
Ranked, yeah.
Hey, you even had a public school in there, Somers, in the preseason rankings last year, and that was based upon because we really tried to with the algorithm take a good look at strength of schedule, history, and all that sort of stuff. So they made that great run, and then last year going into the poll, they played Somers in the regular season. I think it was their opener. So they were, in there a little bit, but overall, it's basically the Catholic League schools that have been, faring pretty well. And I think 2 years ago, the Catholic League, the AAA division, was in the top 15 or 12, maybe toughest leagues in the nation. Which
I
that's
agree with
putting
that.
up. Yeah, you
Yeah.
put them up against the Trinity leagues in Southern California and the greater Catholic League in Cincinnati and all that. So you guys fare well at that level. I don't know who said it before you brought me on there, but there are good pockets that you find there. I think it's when you kind of combine everything and put it together where
Oh,
everything comes
Mm.
down. But I think if you put the Catholic League in there with a couple of others, I believe a couple of the Buffalo schools have kind of cracked the 300 at some point.
Okay.
Jeff, I have a question. I talk with Ed all the time. So nationally, typically from what I've been seeing, private schools, Catholic schools have been the highest rated schools in that state. Have you seen states where it is public school dominated, where the public schools are maybe in the top 5 or in the top 10? I know in New York, it's private and Catholic.
Yeah.
But any states that you notice that public schools are high? I know
Yeah,
in Florida, Florida has a couple.
Yeah, Georgia and Alabama. I'm down in Atlanta. Both of them very strong public schools. I think one of the most interesting states to look at, and they're trying to weave it back together, is Louisiana, which I think we're in year 5 or 6 of separating publics and privates for championships. They all play at the Dome. But at
Okay.
the end of the day, they just decided to split it years ago for all the things you were just talking about while I was sitting in the room here waiting for you guys. So they split it, and believe it or not, they're trying to put it back together now because some of the top public schools are just tired of saying, hey, why can't I play these guys? We want to be the best, So I find that one to be interesting, but definitely Alabama, definitely Georgia. North Carolina kind of falls into that category. A lot of the southern states are that way. Tennessee, they've split it, and that they have strong on both sides. The public is good, the private is good. I would love to see them play an overall championship, but I would say in the South, it's probably the best.
So, Jeff, I just have a question. Is strength of schedule a major factor in the rankings?
100%. No, I don't have to go any further than that. I mean, you.
All right.
Yeah.
Can I give you the example?
Yes,
No.
please.
I'm based here in Atlanta. About 25 miles from me is Buford, Georgia.
Buford, yeah.
Buford, Georgia is coached by a guy named Brian Appling, who I covered at Lehigh University during my young days in my hometown in the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Coach App and I go way back. Last year, our national champ was not Buford. And if you looked at all the national rankings from Max Preps to USA Today, they all had Buford there. One of the reasons they did not fare so well and ended up being number 4 in our national rankings is because they didn't play an out-of-state school, whereas everybody else was. So in
Buford
our
is a
algorithm,
public school?
what's that?
Buford is a public school?
Public school, and they have played out of state in the past for some reason over the last couple of years. Interestingly enough, they just released their schedule for 26, and guess who they're playing? 2 out of state schools.
I guess they saw the rankings. They want to move up. I've got to get you to take a good hard long look at a team here in New York, a public school that's playing out of state teams. It's a New York City school. They've been on a phenomenal run of championship game appearances and victories in Erasmus Hall. I think they need to crack that top 300 fairly soon. So if not that you can tweak the algorithm, but if the algorithm can show them a little respect, I think that's a team that you guys need to look into.
No, they definitely as a public school there. They've done, and they played the biggies. They played, I know, St. Joseph's out of Philly. They played my
St. Petersburg.
hometown state school, the Easton Red Rovers from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So we're very, very well aware of them.
That was
And I'll
last year or
tell you
2
what,
years ago. I think
What's that?
That was last
Last
year,
year.
right? Yeah.
Was it? I
last
think
year.
it was, yeah. But
Yeah, it
but
was.
but at the end of the day, if they pick up one of those quality wins, they haven't really done that yet, meaning one of those 300 teams. But if they do that, that will definitely put them into the rankings. There's no doubt about that. Our algorithm is designed to be as fair and give people a real snapshot of what the country looks like. And I'll tell you, one of the reasons I created it was I felt that the opinion polls sometimes were just catering to having a smattering of states around the country for readership. I could care less. I mean, if the top 300 teams are from Florida, and I'm joking as I say this, if they were all from there, so be it. That's the way it is. I mean, it is what it is, right? Alaska is not going to beat Texas or Florida or Georgia on a regular basis, if at all.
How would you say? What do you think? Right? Let's. I'm gonna call this out, and you can feel free to no comment it. But our number one team right now is Iona Prep. How would they fare against a Florida? You know, a top. Let's go top 25 team in Florida, top 25 team in Texas, top 25 team in Georgia. What do you think they would?
I think very well. They've stepped out of state and proven themselves. They played Hoban out of Ohio, I think. I think they beat them a couple of years ago. I could be wrong about that, but
they did not beat Hoban, but it was a tough game. You know,
what I'm saying, I remember they beat somebody, but you know, that's a good quality program. I mean, I think the one misnomer in America right now is some teams are untouchable, but you know, the good schools are still going to give the good schools a go. Now, can Iona Prep go out and play in the Trinity League, play 6 games there, and come away, you know, 3-3? I don't know. I tend to doubt it, but you know, that's not to say that they're not going to, on an individual basis, give somebody a go. I mean, that league is probably the biggest anomaly in the world. I mean, as good as the AAA division is in your Catholic league there, that meat grinder that those teams go through, having watched it personally up close and personal for 6 years, it's insane. It's if you're a high school football fan, it's fun.
Help us out. Trinity League. Who's in that league? I'm not familiar with them.
So you got Mater Dei. They've won our 5.
I'm familiar now. I'm familiar now.
Yeah. John Bosco, Orange Lutheran, Jay Sarah, and you know what's crazy about that league? It just got better. Last year they hired Carson Palmer. I think he won a Heisman, maybe. Longtime NFL quarterback. He won a state championship at Santa Margarita. Jay Sarah, which may have been the kind of the lowest of the 6. They said, look, we got to keep up with the Joneses. They just hired Hardy Nickerson, the great linebacker in the NFL. Wow. So he's their HC. So they're playing keep up with the Joneses. And they've won, let's see, 7 of our last 9 high school football American National Championships.
So question for you. Big for us appears New York versus New Jersey. As you alluded to, Iona Prep went out and beat Bosco. I mean, it was a year where I think New York played Jersey on 5 games, and New York won 4 of them. And then the next year, Jersey came back and swept it. But what do you see a huge difference between the two states, New York and New Jersey?
No, not really. I mean, I think I think we've seen, you know, where your big guys are going against the big guys, and we can name them all right on either side of the state, on either side of the border there. So I think they've played well. They may not have picked up as many W's, but you know, I mean, a lot of that has to do with, you know, here's the other thing. If you really look at it, many of those games are played either week 1 or 2, right? And you know what it's like with a high school football team coming out of the box, man.
Absolutely, yes.
You want to play well in those games. You want to get ready for a championship run, but at the end of the day, so I don't really put a whole lot of stock in the outcome, other than you do have a winner and a loser. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that's one of New York's biggest drawbacks is that we start much later than our neighboring states.
Much.
Right. And so, like, just to say, when Iona played Hoban, I think Hoban was on week 4. Iona was week 1. That's an impossible task to try to win that game. So I think.
So is that a downfall in New York, or do we have to get that changed?
I mean, it was something we were talking about on Twitter today. Yeah, I think that's one of the infrastructure of New York football, trying to match what's happening in other states.
And all states are changing. Illinois was stubborn for years. They just went back to match everybody else up, and now some of the great teams can go out of state and play when the rest are starting. So yeah, no, it's a hindrance, I guess, if you want to take your best and see if you can go around the country or at least the neighboring states and see how you fare.
Jeff, I have a question. I was out in Georgia. I think like 2 years ago. They had a classic at Morehouse.
Hmm.
And y'all go by 1A, 2A, 3A, no, all in the schedules, right?
Yeah, they go.
So
Yep, up to
no, no,
7A.
okay, up to 7As. Okay, that's what I wanted. So all them schools are in place in different A's of their structure of school or of students, or
School size.
Yeah, so it's going to go off of boys enrollment. You can play up if you want. So if you
okay.
have a 5A enrollment and you want to play 7A, you can do that. And a lot of the better programs do that. Georgia's been kind of experimenting with different things. This year, they've kind of collapsed it back and put it together. But yeah, you can. And here's the one thing, and it's not because I live here now. Just to put it in perspective, I grew up on the border of Jersey and Pennsylvania, so that's where I hail from. I'm still, a big cheer. Even in the SEC country, they hate me because I keep telling how good we are up there. I've lived in the Midwest in Chicago a couple of times. We moved to LA, and we've done this to build the company, boots on the ground type of thing. And now we're here in Atlanta. I will say that pound for pound, school for school, population, all that, Georgia may be the best high school football state in the country right now.
Wow.
Because, yeah, and that's no disrespect to what's happening in Florida or Texas or California or any of those states, but per capita, there's more players coming out of here going to the next level and then the next level after they get through that level than anywhere in the country. And what I found is the physicality, for example, at 1A here, the lowest division in Georgia. Now, you may not have 50 kids on this on the roster that are great, but the 22 on the field are probably head and shoulders around above most of the 1A schools in the country. And I'll just pick on Pennsylvania, my home state school. Any Pennsylvania school that played a 1A school in Georgia would probably get its butt physically whooped.
Wow.
Hey, I just want you to know, Jeff, just full disclaimer, you're gonna go viral for that. We definitely got to clip that up, put out there that you said Georgia was the #1 football state. You're gonna go viral for that.
That's okay. I'll stand behind it.
I appreciate you being on the pod, man. We got to have you back. This was informative. I know the guys in the they've asked a bunch of questions in there in the chat, and we just got to maybe have you on for one of our coaches roundtables. I appreciate your time. I know I promised you we wouldn't have you on too long, so I want to let you get back to the rest of your evening. But thank you once again.
Thanks, I appreciate you.
You get to plug High School Football America, your 300 rankings. This will be free of charge. The next one we will have to charge you, but this time it's free of charge. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead,
I love it. Hey, I'll come back on when we get our preseason rankings out in June.
Woo!
Let's
There
see
you
where
go.
New York's
There
in
you
there.
go.
How's that?
Done. There you go. Done deal. I
All
appreciate
right.
you.
Be good, guys. I
Yes.
appreciate
All right,
you.
thank you, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Hey, man, that was informative.
Nah, but the crazy thing with the with the lower A's, like I seen a game and they competed with the upper A's in that tournament I went to. And them kids is big, man, down there, man. Georgia ain't no joke.
No. I got a kid playing down there who I used to coach, man, and he's doing his thing, and that kid balls. He works hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a kid out there in Georgia. I went to visit.
That's right.
Yeah, now in
He's at college, right?
yeah, he's in college now. Yeah.
Hey, Mac, can you believe that? He said New York 28 to 32.
I told you we was low.
So my thing is,
hold on, Mac. But why you felt we was higher than that?
so I'm just because he's saying as a whole, which is it's kind of hard to gauge. More so because we have a lot of, especially in the city, we have a lot of schools who may have like kind of watered down programs. So then that kind of waters down the state's
schedule
credibility.
Yeah,
we have
That's my favorite word.
We have so low football at certain schools. But what I was saying, well, my logic to putting New York in the top 25 is taking our best schools and putting them against other states' top 5 schools, I think we will fare good. Now, if you're talking about the state as a whole, and then because he just mentioned their 1A schools would beat some of the top PA top schools.
That's crazy.
So that just shows you that their bottom is still, you know what I'm saying? It's still good. Our bottom in New York is really not
That
good.
goes back to whether there's too many teams. I'm gonna leave that alone. What I will do though is,
but they have a lot of teams in Georgia though.
I hear you. I hear you. What I want to know is it a talent issue, right? And we have another guest. This guest can speak to the talent because he's seen talent in New York. He's seen talent in Georgia. He has his son was probably one of the best quarterbacks to come out of New York. He's the new head coach of Pace Academy in Georgia. Welcome to the show, my guy. They used to call him Waterbed Kevin Johnson.
What's up, fellas? What's up, man? How we doing?
What's up, Kev?
What's up?
Yeah,
What's up,
man?
Head coach of Pace Academy. Congratulations, brother.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. So, Kev, man, I'm gonna jump right into it. You coached in New York, right?
Yep.
A founder, co-founder of the New York Warriors, and I don't know this guy.
Yeah, I want to pause. Yeah, I kind of want to pause on that.
Give
too,
his flowers,
man.
Mac. Tell him.
Nah, man, it's funny.
Tell him.
So my first year playing football, man, Kev was coaching. And his son was a little younger than me, and I saw him kind of working with the kids, and I'm like, damn, man, this dude is really passionate about the sport, man. And then just to see the progression of what he took and then what Lil Kev took, man, I just want to give you your flowers, man, and just
that, man.
where it kind of all started. I was playing for the Warriors in 2000, 2006, 2005, actually, 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I kind of just want to give you your flowers, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
That team, there was a team. I'm gonna just say this, man. This was, I think, 2008 was I called the championship games. I think Lil Kev was a junior peewee. Them guys was running spread.
Yeah.
Right? We talking spread. And almost 20 years ago on the youth football level, Big Kev was coaching Lil Kev. They was running spread. Almost 20 years ago on the youth football level. There's teams right now in 2026 on the youth football level that's not running spread. Yeah. Kev was doing that 20 years ago with his boys, man. So you are one of the legends of New York City youth football coaching. You guys did a tremendous job with the Warriors. So I want to give you your flowers there. I know you put out some amazing guys at Pace Academy, some amazing dudes. Yeah. But the question I want to ask you, put you on the spot real quick, and then we can talk about some other things after. But to put you on the spot, you've seen talent in New York, you've seen talent in Georgia. Is there a talent difference, or is it a coaching difference?
Coaching difference. Coaching difference and culture difference.
Okay.
Is this high school level you talking, or
from a high school level? Yeah, okay. I'm not talking about college level. To my high school level. What I mean by the coaching, we have access, right? We have access to, and I'm just to say me. I'm talking about me. I have access to almost every SEC school here, right? And I'm not talking about, the GAs. I'm talking about like to the head coaches. I'm talking about to the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Like today, I went to Georgia Tech today. Just kind of want to just, see how they run practice, see how they do things. I have access to, let me go in the office, let me look at that's some film, right? Let's talk about this, let's talk about that, right? And so a lot of people from up north don't have access to that, right? So I think that's where the difference come in, right? Because a lot of these coaches here in Georgia kind of copycat off of what the colleges do, right? Which makes sense because most of your kids want to play college ball, right? Yeah. So the way we design our practice is the way how Georgia do their practice, the way how Clemson do their practice. We do everything those guys do, from family style dinners to how we do our pregame to how we do our walkthroughs, so because it makes sense because we got to customize our kids' brain to do it, right? And so because a lot of guys say, oh, I got a kid here, I got a kid there, but your kid on the sideline doing this. right?
Mhm.
Holding the shoulder pads, right? So my thing is like if you get your kids ready to go, at the high school level, what I mean, and it's a process, right? It's a process. But you get them ready to go to high school level, it's gonna be easy when you get there. I'll be honest with you.
Now you mentioned like the culture.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's too much distractions in New York City in particular? Rather than when you go down south, it's kind of more you have more support and more resources that's focused on football rather than New York City. And I mean, you coach here as well. Parents are not really super involved. I feel like when you go down south, parents are really involved in their child's football or athletic career. Do you think that plays a difference in talent?
It plays a difference, but I'm gonna say this. It's like that's kind of like a 2 or 3 point question, right? I'll say this. I think a lot of parents are involved in the South more,
Mm-hmm.
but that can hurt your kid because some parents think they're agents, some parents think they're coaches.
Yes, they
What I
do.
mean? And so that can be a problem. I've seen that become a problem over the years. All my guys who's been successful over the years, their parents kind of chill, sat in the stands, and was their parents, right?
Gotcha.
So the other part to this is, and I tell this to people all the time, the difference between up north, right? I'm gonna say New York, Brooklyn, where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between Brooklyn and Atlanta, or where I live currently, New York City, I can walk outside my projects, right, and get shot.
Absolutely.
Here in Georgia, you got to drive to that problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think the kids in New York, fight that fight every single day. They
Absolutely.
don't know what's going to happen, right? They got to get on the train. They got to get on the buses. They got to go through certain neighborhoods. Certain neighborhoods is gang infested, so forth and so on, right? So they have a way. They had an uphill battle to climb, opposed to kids down here in Georgia.
Absolutely.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Now the kids here in Georgia, I'll say this: they want to stay in that rut because they think it's cool because they do what? They see it on social media, they see it on TV, and people advertising that stuff, right? So they would rather stay in that rut.
Yeah.
But the smart ones who said, man, listen, I don't want to live like that.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And so, I just think that that's the difference between the two.
Man,
Kev,
that's a big difference.
I completely agree with you. One thing, if you look at the states that are good in football, they have a college football program in their state that's really good. Right. And I'm not knocking the college football teams we have here, but at the very least in the city, we got Wagner, we got Columbia, we got Fordham, right? Those are all 1AA schools, right? They're all FCS schools. Our closest big time schools are UConn, Temple, Rutgers, and Syracuse. We don't. That's one of the reasons why I don't think we have a football culture because of that. Like we can't go 20-minute drive and go see some big time football.
Yeah.
Right. We got to go drive 4 hours or 2 hours to go see big time football, which is one of the reasons why coaches don't have access. Right.
Yeah.
The other thing I see, and you tell me, is those programs and coaches, college coaches, cover your ears. I always say this, but I'm gonna keep it real. They're recruiting outside of the local area.
Yeah.
Right. Rutgers has to compete with Ohio State. I get it. So they're recruiting Florida and Georgia and California kids. But like the best New York kids aren't going to those schools.
Yeah.
So it makes it hard to make the pipeline.
And here's the reason why. Right. So like a quick example, Kirby Smart, right? University of Georgia. He makes sure he put the flag around the state of Georgia. He don't give Georgia Tech any room to come get anyone. He gave Clemson about this much to come get 1 or 2 players, right? He's going to come get the best of the best. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want your kids to go to Rutgers, Syracuse, and those other schools, right, in that New York City, what do you have to do? You got to go plant your flag around here, right? You know what I mean? I had a conversation with an SEC school, in January 3rd, right? And basically they were just kind of asking me how would I do certain things, right? And so what I explained to them is, one, you have to give coaches access to you, right? your cell phone number. You got to do things unconventional, right? I do, right? I invite tons of coaches to the crib, right? 15, 20 damn Division I coaches. We out here smoking cigars, chilling, having a good time at my house, right? And so for me, I'm at a small school. We got 300 kids from freshmen to juniors, right? We got 300 kids. We don't count seniors here, right? So we got 300 kids. So the thing is, for me, is making that relationship, figuring those things out, make it work, right? And so when people know, hey, when I call them, hey, listen, I got one for you. They know I'm telling the truth, right? And like I said, I try to be real consistent in what I do. I've been doing this. I got to Pace in 2010. My first recruiting class was 2014, right? So I didn't only just did basketball. I mean, football. I helped with basketball. I had a volleyball girl one year, right? And so for me, I wanted to kind of plant my flag around college football and let myself be known, let Pace Academy be known, because little to be known, like there's another Pace Academy in Florida, right? So I put boots on the ground. I was driving, to, University of Miami. I was driving to Florida. I was driving to South Carolina. I was taking a flight out to Texas. Right? I was going to different Oklahoma. I was going to different places because I needed to plant that Pace Academy flag around the nation because I wanted people to know we're here, right? People don't realize this. Pace Academy football started in 2007. I got to Pace 2010. We won a state championship 2015. You know what I'm saying? So my first class is 2014. From that point, we've had 4+ kids every year go Division I. You know what I'm saying? And that's by the relationships that was built over the years. And I had some good coaches who didn't want to do the job I've done. Right? They didn't want to do it. They told me straight up, yo, Kev, this your lane. Hey, you rock with it. So for me, I had a child who was an undersized quarterback. Kev was 5'10". He was 180 pounds. Who's going to take a 5'10", 180-pound kid? Not many coaches, right? And so I had to really, I started a recruiting program, and just put it to work. And it worked. It worked every year. It got to the point where I didn't have to use the program no more, because people started trusting my word on what I had, right? And so I just think that New York City has some of the best talents, have some of the best athletes, but I feel like a lot of coaches don't take that extra step to get those kids recruited. My opinion.
I agree.
I agree completely.
I agree.
Coach, I know I promised you wouldn't be on here forever. We got a couple questions for you in the chat. One, why don't you count seniors in your count? Is that
I was wondering that too.
Let's do it recruiting, or is it because they're not in the program no more? Once
that's the way Georgia do it. So they do it. So when they redo the
classification,
the conference classifications, when they redo it, they only count the kids from freshman year and going into the junior years, right? So that's how they count it. You know what I mean? So for us, we'll have like 350 kids. So like for us, we're a 1A school, but we play 4A.
You guys play up. Wow.
Yeah, we play up.
So you one of those 1A schools Jeff was talking about?
Yeah, that Jeff was talking about.
Yeah. We've had a lot of talent over the years, and if you look across the map of college football, we got a lot of kids that's playing college ball. You know what I mean? And so yes, so we're one of the schools that in the last 4 years, last 3 years, we've been awful. Like I'm just be honest, right? Last 3 years have been awful. So when they appointed me the head coach, man, my goal was let's get this thing back rolling again, right? And being successful, So I think that's big reason,
And you say that the school has a total population of 300 kids?
No, we got 1,110 kids, right? But that's from pre-K all the way through 12th grade.
Wow.
Right. So, so like in the past, right before, when I got here, no one never tapped into the lower grades.
I was going to ask, do you guys have like a feeder program or a middle school team?
So we got a middle school team in which, we've been successful, right, in the last couple of years, but not successful those kids moving up to the high school level.
Moving up to high school level.
Right. So what I've done is I just created a 5th and 6th grade team, which we roll it out this year.
Wow.
So we got 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th. We'll have a JV, then we have a varsity, right? And so for me, I said, I'm going to dig deep into the school and see what's in the school, what towns in the school. I got like 26 kids sign up for the 5th and 6th grade team.
Wow.
Nice.
Right. And it's
Wow.
only been 3 weeks. I got 14 kids in the weight room, 5th and 6th graders in the weight room.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So, so for me, it's like, and y'all, we all come from the same walk of the earth, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
we know how to get it out the mud. We know how to grind. We know how to go get it because nothing was never given to us, right? And you guys seen how Rod and I built the New York Warriors, right? We had 3 kids, my son, Rod Jr. and Rob Thomas.
Yeah, facts.
Those old, we went to every project in Bedford-Stuyvesant, East New York, Brownsville, knocking on doors, right?
Facts.
Hey, man, this is what we're doing. So this is what I did. I went to every classroom. Every morning, I'm at the lower school, shaking hands, giving kids pounds, and telling them, hey, man, having a good day. So everybody know, like, hey, oh, man, this dude is serious, right?
Yeah,
And so for me, man, I'm tapping into what we have within the school. And then, if I need to go get a couple of pieces here and there, I can go get them. But I think I got enough to win what we have inside the school.
Can your 8th graders play in your JV team or your freshman team?
Yes, 8th graders can play JV. So what we'll do is we'll have some, because I got some big 6th graders. I mean big, and I'm talking about 5'11", 5'10", 6th graders. So they'll play up. Some of those guys will play up 7th and 8th grade.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So so yeah, my 8th grade guys can play up. I got a few of them. And that can play up in JV. So I'm excited about that.
Kev, so again, another question for you is from Relic POC 11.
Okay.
One, he wants to know: did you go out and travel on your own dime, or did the school provide you a budget for that? And that was all. Okay.
All on me, man. All on me. I feel like when you start something, and they, like I said, we all come from the same cloth, man. Like I don't want nobody giving me nothing, right? I'm tightening my belt up. And I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Like I had a car got repossessed, but my rent was paid, right? I got kids. I rented a car and got kids that got to get. Like, listen, whatever it takes to get a kid recognized and get a kid an opportunity, get a kid a scholarship, I was doing, right? And that's when I first got to Georgia, right? When you first move in and you got a lot of things going on, things a little rough, right? But you start tightening up the boats and making it happen. And so my whole goal, my whole mindset was like, I got to make sure these kids get recognized, right? That was it. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about no wins and losses. I don't really care about the wins and losses. What I care about is building character, building kids, building young men, right? And so because here's the thing, at 21 years old, 22 years old, I stopped playing football. I didn't have any more left in me, right? And so what I want to do is make sure I'm building men for when they get husbands one day, they be fathers one day, things of that nature. Instead of those guys looking back and say, damn, I wish I did this, wish I did that, right? So that's the difference between my program and other programs. You know what I mean? So I got more kids that came out of my program that's successful who didn't play pro, opposed to other programs where guys is kind of looking around and up to no good, basically, right? And I'm not knocking on one. I just feel like, when I bring a kid into my program, what I tell the parents is, this is not a 4-year plan. This is a 40-year plan, right? Every freshman that comes in my program, they get a blueprint, right? We sit down with the families. I give them a blueprint. And I want to make sure you understand what this blueprint looks like, and you're going to follow this plan, right? I still got books back to 2012, 13, and 14 of my guys who said, hey, coach, I want to go pro. This is what I want to do afterwards, so forth and so on, right? So every now and then I go back to that book and I go look at it. And I'm like, damn, boy, that boy hitting right on the head. You know what I mean? So, and that's the thing about, coaching, right? You got to give all, right? You got to be all in. Your wife, your girlfriend, whomever you with, everybody got to be all in, because this is not a part-time job. This is real life situations. So, you got to create a lot of things to make it more of a family-oriented situation, right? If you do those things, you're going to see a lot of success. And a lot of things is going to come back to you, which, like I said, for me, man, I'm way blessed than I've ever asked for. So for me doing this for these kids, man, this is like gratification for me, to be honest with you.
Kev, man, you dropping nothing but jewels, and I'd love to let you keep going.
Now
I
I do have one more question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Nah, you good, man. You good. You
In
good.
your program,
I like the way Kev put that ring on too. That's marketing right there. That's
Oh,
marketing.
yeah.
because you said you got K to 12, right?
Huh?
You have K to 12 in your
K
school.
to 12.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, I know reclass is a thing nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Does that happen in your program or no?
So, do I recommend it? Yes. I reclass my own son. Right.
Okay.
So the state of Georgia, once you start high school, your clock starts. Right.
Okay.
But if you're a kid that's in 8th grade, and I was on the fence this year by one of my 8th graders, reclassing. Right. He's 6'2", 160-pound wide receiver. And, mom and dad and I, real close, right? We call each other family. And, I had this conversation with them because I'm more about kids maturing than anything. But the problem we have with this kid is he's super smart. So you sit him back in that 8th grade again, and I mean, he's getting all A's now. He's gonna be bored, right? So, I spoke to my son about it, and then and my son was like, "Dad, we don't need to reclass him. I'll have him develop. I'll have him ready." You know what I mean? And so I'm just like, okay, well, let's just do it, right? Because right now he's so immature, right? And I just think that because he's in that school, so and that's what happens. Sometimes when kids grow, they're the big ones in the school. It takes a while for young men to grow.
Yeah.
But I'm all for reclassing. I'm all for it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Speaking of your son, he is the OC.
He is the OC.
Word,
Yes,
I didn't know that. Wow,
Yeah,
man.
Tell me,
yeah.
just I'm gonna get to a little personal
Dope,
stuff.
man.
How is that, man? Coaching with your son. I'm trying to
Man.
get my quarterback son to come coach with me, man. And he keep telling me no.
Listen,
But
It's so dope.
I say this, man. Like for me is like a dream come true in some sense because we all talk about this since he's been a shorty.
yeah,
I've always coached him through high school. Youth through high school. I never was able to be a dad, and what I mean by it is like when he got to college, I was like, damn, I missed all this. You know what I mean? And so to see him, work, to see him do his thing, put together a plan. We were just on the phone today, man, collabing on, how our walkthrough Thursdays is going to look. Right. And so, and he knows how intense that I am about making things look good, attention to detail, things of that nature. So, I'm just trying to sharpen his tools as well. Hopefully one day, I retire, he takes over, or he goes to college or to the NFL. He did 5 years in college.
yeah. I was
right?
gonna say he was a college coach already, recruited in New York.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well,
So, he did 5 years in college, and he just had a newborn baby on Saturday.
oh
which-
man, congratulations! I gotta
Congrats.
catch up, man.
Appreciate it,
Congrats.
man. So for him, man, it's just what I told him is I said, listen, I know you love college, I know you love the NFL, but I said you're gonna get to know your kid's name. I said you're gonna know your kid's name. You know what I mean? And I know big risk, big reward. I get that, but I think sometimes having that insanity, not the pressure of I gotta win now, just because that's what the world is right now. I think laid back, cool. If we got a good, clean program and things is going the right way, you're gonna make your bag, anyway. To be honest with you.
Yeah. So Kev, man, Lil Kev is following in your footsteps. He's gonna be on the pod, not tonight, but another time. We actually gonna have a quarterback, New York quarterback roundtable.
Good.
We bring some guys in who played quarterback in college from New York or something.
Good.
That's always been a dream of mine.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So that's gonna be awesome conversation to have him have on. I appreciate you coming on tonight, man. I'm gonna want to get you back on. I know you super busy, but I'm gonna be hitting you up.
This is the time to get me back on because it's not. I don't do spring ball, right? I'm one of those coaches that like my kids playing all the sports, right? So we don't do specialized this, specialized that. Go play lacrosse, run track, go do this, go do that, right? I like that. So so right now, yes, you hit me up, let me know. I'm on, man.
Yeah,
I
when
enjoy
do you
it,
guys start like when do you start back with the team? Like as far as team practices, when you guys
So team practices, we start the first week of June. So the first week of June, what we do, we go Monday through Thursday, and what we do is the first week is going to be speed development and weight room development, right? So we get everybody in there. The second week we rolling. So second week is going to be like a real fall practice type of deal, right? We get our weights in, we got our speed development, and we got practice, right? We in the classroom, boom, they go home, call it a day, right? I don't keep them long. We go from like 6 to 11. 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 11 a.m.
11
You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I definitely want to get your information, man. I want to come down there and check you guys out, man. Just kind of watch how you
that'd
guys
be great, man. That'd be great. Have you guys come down, man, and kind of see how we do. Like I said, it's I'm rebuilding the program now, so give me a year. Give us 2 years, man. We'll be at the Dome, man. Playing for the championship. That's how I look at it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good luck. Hey, again, Kev, I appreciate you. I was joking with Mac. I said, man, the last time Kev was on the show that I was on, he took my spot. I'm not sure if we want to bring Kev on. A long time ago. It's an inside joke. People don't know about that.
That was some fun times, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fun times, man.
Absolutely.
And listen, you all doing a great job, man. And
Appreciate
I
you.
definitely appreciate y'all. New York City needs to get more, publicity. And I was listening to the other call with the other gentleman, and he's right. Like, it's watered down, but I think if people kind of collab together opposed to the egos, I think New York City can take a real big run and put themselves in the top 20, because I think, I'm gonna say we, because I'm still part of that. My blood is in Brooklyn, right? So we got top 20 talent out there, right? We just got to put the top 20 effort into getting our kids exposed.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
And here's the other part too, man. I'll say this: any kid that needs help getting exposed, y'all got my number, y'all got my information. If he's a good kid, he got good grades, he works his ass off, call me. I ain't got a problem helping, man. That's part of my give back to people who are not getting exposed and not getting help from their coaches.
Appreciate it. That's big.
Appreciate that. Big time. That's big time.
Yeah. So, anytime, man, like I said, y'all shoot me and let me know y'all need me to be on. I'm on there. I got y'all, man.
All right. I appreciate you, Kev. Thank you.
All right, Kev.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good one, man.
Again,
All right.
congrats on your head coaching position, man.
Yeah,
I know you're gonna do
appreciate
great
that,
things. You
Yes,
got
sir.
it.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Oh man, that was a blast from the past for you. I told you I had a surprise for you tonight.
Yo, that was good, man. That
That
was good, man.
That was your coach, Matt?
So he coached his son. His son played on the younger team that I was playing like on the midgets. So
Oh,
before I was
okay.
going to high school, I think his son is maybe 2 or 3, 4 years younger than me.
Yeah, I wish I would have known this earlier. I would have asked, what was your
man.
talent back then?
I had Coach Woody, man, the older gentleman, man. But wow, that was great, man. That was great. Kev, yeah, man.
Right. So
I didn't know his son was the OC at the school.
yeah,
either.
yeah. Son recruited some kids out of my school. Wow. Listen up, man. This is that was for the adults, right? We talked about where New York stood, where New York stands, and I mean, 2 great guests. And I see the comments
man,
there
about good. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
About our guests this week. And we trying to step it up. First of all, this is, I need to do the plug correctly. This is After the Snap podcast, hosted by Sage Media Solutions, the home of New York sports, right? So we trying to step it up for y'all. We want to get bigger and better every single week. So guys, we're reading your DMs. We're getting text messages and calls about what should be on the show. We're listening to you guys. We're listening to you guys. So we want to be better. Up next, we just did it. We went live. Welcome, Instagram. This is a new for us. This is new for us, man. We on Instagram Live now. The show. I appreciate the young men checking in. This what y'all here for, right? Prep Red Zone rankings drop last week Monday. We gonna bring Corey on to talk about it. We got someone else right before Corey that we want to talk to, because we want to hear from you, young men, right? So please comment on the Instagram Live. We're going to be looking at those comments just like we look at the YouTube comments. We want to hear from the players. Who got snubbed? Who's not high enough? You're going to have a chance to talk directly to the guy, one of the guys that writes the show. writes the evaluations. Up first though, my guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Vic. What's up? Talk to us, Vic.
It's good,
Vic.
man.
So
What's
so
good,
Vic,
Vic? What's good?
It's
Vic,
good.
let the audience know who you are, man.
My name is Victor. I go to Erasmus Hall. I'm going to my senior year. And yeah,
Yeah.
Where you play youth ball at?
Jamaica Bulldogs.
Yes,
Okay,
Jamaica
that's what's
Bulldogs.
up.
Shout out Jamaica Bulldogs. Hey, Zaire, I seen that. I seen what you said, Zaire. Zaza, we gonna talk about it.
Zaza, what up, man?
We gonna talk about it. So, really quick for you, Vic. 2 quick questions. First question: when you first saw the rankings, how'd you feel?
I'm not even gonna lie. When I saw the 2027 class rankings drop, I immediately started seeing if my name was up there. And then when I seen it, a couple of my guys wasn't up there. I was a little confused. Like, I don't think Nas, my linebacker, Nasir Brown was on
Oh,
there.
Nasir Brown, word.
Yeah, like that's the biggest snub. I don't know why he's not up there, but
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So that was my next question. Who you think was too low or like was in the wrong place? I mean, you said one already. Anybody else? Not guys, just necessarily just teammates. Guys you play against, you respect a lot. Anyone else?
Yeah, a guy I'm cool with. I don't think Josiah Brown was up there either.
Josiah Brown.
Josiah's on the list. But you think he needs to be higher?
Yeah, low.
Okay.
Zaza too. I ain't gonna lie. Zaza definitely do need to be high up there.
So I think Zaire Schultz is on a different.
Zaza's in a different class, and don't worry, Corey. Corey, when you get on here, I'm gonna talk about my top 2 and not 2 again. So just make sure that you understand that one. Let's not get the 28s wrong. But Vic, just
also,
okay.
My quarterback. I don't think there's anybody better than him in New York. He definitely should have been higher. I think in the quarterback position, I think he's number 5 or number 6, but he definitely should have been higher.
Okay.
Linebacker too.
You talking about this year's quarterback?
Yeah.
Tommy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
does that hold on? Does that motivate you?
Yeah, for sure. You know, trying to break records. We both seniors. Trying to break records. He gonna be on that list for sure. By the end of this year, he's definitely gonna be on the list.
That's what's up.
All right, Vic. Well, thank you, man, and shout out to you for those offers you've received. A bunch of Ivy League offers. Oh man, it's the first student athlete live on social media. Wow, you created history, man.
Yeah,
congratulations, Vic. Yeah, but shout out to you and all your offers. We appreciate you coming on. We just wanted to get an athlete's perspective on those rankings. Make sure you repost this live, man. We need to get some more athletes in that live because we want to hear from you guys. You guys gonna get Corey Lemma from Prep Red Zone is coming right in right now, and he's gonna be able to talk to you guys about how the rankings went down. So you guys got questions, please ask them. We here for y'all. We here to help, grow what you guys are doing. We want to put you guys on a national platform, and so this is what we're bringing to you. All right, Vic, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, Vic.
All right.
Just addressing some of the comments. Yes, Pete. He's talking about Tommy Zay, former Moore Catholic quarterback. Yeah, he's at Erasmus. That's what he said. Should be one of the top quarterbacks in the state. Addressing the New York City or the whole state. So these are rankings for the whole state, not just for the city.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, LJ, yo, I want to give Ed his flowers for this episode, yo. Like, I'm on the episode and I'm like, yo, this is dope, man. This is a dope episode, man. Like, yeah, LJ, like, yeah, definitely, man.
Ed been on his magic wand this week, man.
Yo, I'm trying, man. I'm just trying to get.
I'm sleeping. All I'm getting is Texas through the whole week about this week's episode.
Yo, this the vision, man. We trying to bring something special to the people, man, so that they understand.
Shout out to the Instagram live.
Yes,
man.
absolutely.
I see a lot of interactions in there. They talk about Chase Hyson.
Yes. Yeah,
brought up the kid Chase Hyson. It's another defensive end. I want to say Sincere Hester. That's over at Eagle. We'll bring Corey up. I know Corey has a lot of defending to do. A lot of defending he has to do. The comments, please take it easy on my guy
keep
Corey.
It clean.
You know what
clean,
I'm saying? Give grace.
Keep it clean, please. Where's Corey at, man? Corey, Corey, no further ado, man. Jump in.
Yeah, Lee, Eho. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, jump on here, Corey. Where you at, man?
Corey, man.
Corey,
There you
bad
go.
guy.
There you go. The bad guy. Put
People-
the bad
people-
guy on the main screen. The
people-
bad guy.
You
All
the
right, there you
villain.
go.
People
You the
did-
villain today, Corey?
I guess so. I mean, someone's got to do it.
Oh
You
man.
know, they were-
Absolutely. And Corey, man, I don't think it's gonna be as bad as you think. More so Ed has a problem. I think some of the kids, they use it as
Motivation, of course.
100%. If
Absolutely.
they're not happy with their rankings, and I've been texting with many of them that aren't,
Gotcha.
use it because I reevaluate
Absolutely.
every few months.
Absolutely. Okay.
Show me that I'm wrong.
Wow.
I know I'm texting after a big game. Yo,
Exactly.
Yo, LJ, great point, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sincere numbers in the weight room. Definitely lifted, man. Definitely putting the
Eagle
work
weight room
in.
going crazy right now. Shout out to
And
the,
Sincere
they
is
all
one
going
of the top
crazy.
players that I saw rise in the rankings.
yeah. So let's get into it, man. Matter of fact, let me back up a step. Explain to the people how the rankings work. Right? What are you looking at?
So the rankings are comprised from many different criteria. First of all, I look at your in-game film. That's the biggest thing to me. Second of all, I do factor in the level of competition. I really do, due to the fact that some schools across the states are not playing the best level of competition. That's not the case in the Catholic League or the PSAL. They play some really good competition. For example, this year, Erasmus Hall is going to the Battle of the Beach. That's a very
Yeah, I
big
saw
thing.
that.
We will have scouts.
They're playing Millville,
Yes,
right?
Monsignor Farrell is joining them as well. We will have scouts there
Yes.
in that game. New York and Jersey Prep Red Zone scouts will be at that game for both states' teams. I will be in Syracuse for Iona Prep against CBA Albany. I will be in Albany for Archbishop Stepanak and CBA Albany. I will be at these games, so I want to see what happens on the field as well. We also look at stats. Stats aren't as big of as a thing because, once again, the level of competition matters. You could have some very inflated stats in some areas of the state. We've seen it before. We've seen it with kids across the country, not just in New York, that throw 70 touchdowns and they're playing the school of the deaf and blind. I mean,
So Corey taking shots. Oh,
it's the unfortunate
Okay.
truth. It's
Okay.
the unfortunate truth.
it's
And
gonna be
then,
a good
Nah,
segment.
you're right,
It's gonna be a
man.
good segment. All right, Corey.
And
Yeah.
then
Let's-
also
Yeah.
measurables. Measurables matter. Unfortunately, we are not just D1. I care about kids whether they're playing D1 or D7. All right. However, if a wide receiver is 5'3" and 100 pounds, I mean, unfortunately, I have to mark that down.
So Corey, I have a question. By you saying that, so do kids get ranked by their college offers, or is it more so how good of a high school football player
Well, if
they
you
are?
look at the rankings, you could tell he wasn't looking at college offers.
Frankly, with all due respect, I could care less if you have 20 or 1.
Yo, I love that, man.
I
love
will watch
that.
the
I
film.
love that.
These colleges are seeing something different, and I respect that. Everyone has a different opinion, and that's why I'm welcoming any, I guess, hate, if you want to call it,
Woo.
I would get.
What about the
Okay.
measurements? Does that
Measurements
matter?
measurements matter to me if they're playing at the D1, D2 level. If that's what their level I see them as is, then it matters. If it's below then I give a big of a grace period. It also does matter when we look at the class of 2028 and below, because that's when we factor in that this kid is likely going to grow. And it also does help when they update and keep us updated with measurables and stuff like that too, because, for example, when I went through the rankings, I found many kids that were either 20 pounds off, 2 inches off, 3 inches off. That will affect your ranking. If you're a quarterback and you're listed as 5'7", 160 pounds, when in reality you're 5'10", 170, that is a very, very big difference.
Absolutely.
And that could be the difference between D1 and D3.
Absolutely.
So Corey, let's talk about it. You know the quote, right? He's top 2 and he's not 2. So your top 2 remain the same, right? It was
Elijah Kimball is number 1, Canisius running back. And
Yep.
Xavier Balla at number 2, St. Anthony's running back.
Yep. And then my number 1 guy, everyone wants to keep my number 1 guy was at number 3.
Really, Mamadi.
Mamadi. Guy, that kid is a beast.
100%.
That you had him at number 3. I got him top 2, and I'm not talking about 2.
Mamadi rose from 4. He switched with Gavin White. They did a little flip around.
Okay.
I love Mamadi a lot. I have seen him play
Iona, right?
multiple times this season. I've been in touch with Coach Spagnuolo and him as well regarding his recruitment process, regarding everything. The kid can play football. The criteria that we had him at 3 as opposed to 2 and 1 is the fact that Kimball also had an amazing season. When you watch the film, he consistently has still gotten better. And the same thing happened with Bala. There would have been no ability to justify moving him up without something changing between the first 2.
Is there any bias because he's a defensive player and those 2 guys carry the rock?
Not at all. Personally, I actually love defensive players more. My personal preference.
Matt, that was your question, Matt.
Are quarterbacks and defensive players.
Okay.
But a defensive player that stands out on a good defensive team, that don't give a.
So it does. However, my personal MVP for Iona Prep on the defensive side of the ball was Joshua Simmons.
But Josh is at 9 or 10.
I know, but Josh was also at 212th before the year.
Well, that was just wrong. That was just wrong.
Oh yeah, and he let us know.
Yeah. That was just wrong.
He let us know, and he moved up a lot for it.
Damn.
So Corey, I hate to be that guy, but I am a PSAL guy. The first PSAL player was, I think, ranked at 27.
Yeah, Chase 27.
Chase Hyson. Now I can't say that you were wrong there, but does it come down to strength of schedule for those other guys being potentially higher?
So I kind of credit the PSAL and Catholic League as the same entity because especially let me finish, Ed. I know you're gonna hate this, but let me finish.
Yeah, relax, Ed.
Take a deep calming breath.
Please.
Gloves about to come off, Corey. Go ahead.
They're already coming off. I mean, they came off this morning. If anyone saw the Twitters, they came off this morning.
They was going at you on Twitter, but go ahead. And we got a question.
I won. I'll say this. I won, but
we got a question from Instagram for you right after this.
Gotcha. So with the PSAL, especially teams like Eagle Academy, I'll say the 4A in general. I'm not going to just name teams because I'll miss one and I'll get hate for that. But the 4A in general, they go out of their way and they play some tough competition. Schools like Eagle Academy, I love what they do. And they've opened the doors to myself, to multiple athletes in this 2027 class and moving forward. Tottenville, I'm very close with Tottenville as well. Erasmus Hall, I have yet to go to a game. However, that will happen this year. We will get to Erasmus Hall. So it doesn't necessarily have much to do with strength of schedule or competition with the PSAL. It more comes down to film, what is seen on film, because unfortunately with my inability to not have been in these games, I have to go from what exactly I've seen. With a school like Iona Prep, I know what I'm looking at when I see a play on the film because I saw that play in real life.
Interesting. All right, so let me get you a question from our real deal Instagram followers and viewers. The question is, how can you rank all kids even though the positions are so different? Right?
Yeah, so it's very tough. I will say this, and it definitely leaves room for hate would be the right word, I guess, or questions, concerns, comments. For example, our top offensive lineman is Elijah Jones from Monroe. The kid has 16 Division I offers.
Now offers count. My bad.
They don't really count that much. However, the kid has offers from the SEC. So this kid and his film also shows he plays at the high level. However, the 15 kids that are ranked above him, when it comes down to film, are sadly to him, because he's a very good athlete, simply better players. Now, the whole positional thing does get complicated. I watch a kid and evaluate them on multiple categories that are positioned for themselves. For example, a running back, I'm looking at things like footwork. Where as a quarterback, I'm not going to look at how fast they are because not every quarterback is expected to be fast. So that's what differentiates a kid from being 200th to maybe 100th.
Okay.
Obviously, the position does matter. Some positions in certain areas have a better chance of success just based on program history. For example, Iona Prep, Coach Spagnuolo has a very good history with quarterbacks. You
I just
expect
want-
his quarterbacks to do good.
Yeah, I just want to tell you that we've reached the Iona Prep mention limit on the show. Just want to point that out. But
I'm getting paid by the
Okay.
mention, so I have to.
That's hate. That's hate. Corey, Eagle, they have 2 non-league games. I can't remember. I think one team is in Ohio, and then the other team I think is Friendship Academy. Depending on their performance in those games, can those games help their student athletes climb the rankings?
100%. So I don't look at losses because a team plays the game of football, not one player.
Right.
So Eagle Academy is scheduling teams that, now I don't know these teams. They may be better. They may be very, very good, talented teams, and they might beat them by a lot. They could win. I don't know what's going to happen, so don't quote me on that. I'm not going to punish players on the team for that. If the players perform in that game, it actually would open a lot more eyes, regardless of win or lose. For example, I take Monsignor Farrell against Del Barton this year. Monsignor Farrell was blown out. However, some of their players in that game played really well.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right. So
that makes
we got a question for you. The question was
Hoban
is out in Jersey. Yep, that's the question I was going to bring up.
No, I think Hoban.
I mean,
I
said Jersey, Ohio. I'm sorry, Archbishop Hoban's.
Yeah,
Ohio.
that's the team. So it's a high ranked team in Ohio. They're playing Hoban, and they said Hoban is loaded.
Yeah.
Hoban and Friendship.
Yeah.
Academy.
So I want to get this question answered. People are saying Prep Red Zone rankings are influenced by subscriptions. They're saying the rankings aren't valid because of that. How do you? What do you have to say, Corey?
Complete bull.
Okay.
For example, the top 5 in 2027 are non-subscribers.
Oh,
so
wow.
why would I have them in the top 5?
Okay.
That's a great point,
I mean,
Corey. I'm
I
glad you had that
see
in the
who
top.
subscribes. I can see it. That's not that's not a lie. However, does it matter? No. Because if you're subscribing to Prep Red Zone, you care about the game of football and you're caring about attempting to get better.
Yes.
And if you're unhappy with your ranking and you unsubscribe because of that, then you don't care. And I won't sleep worse at night. I mean, if you're ranked 313th in the class and you deserve to be ranked 313th in the class, I don't care if you subscribe or not. You're going to be 313th in the class.
You're 13.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, fellas. The opinions of Corey are those of him and himself. He does not represent the After the Snap podcast, nor does he represent the Prep Red Zone business model. Who cares if you subscribe, right? So Corey just said, scratch that from your memory. They care.
Corey, does attending Prep Red Zone camps can that help an athlete?
100%. So
gotcha.
I will always push camps for multiple reasons. One, I am one person. I have a team of 4 in New York from around the state. However, there are over 300 high school football games in a weekend. We cannot go to every single game. And because of that, we're wasting out on seeing some really good talent from some areas that deserve to be ranked or deserve to get the love they get. Because of my location, obviously I am easier traveling to the PSAL, the Catholic League, Section 1, 2, 3. That's just the nature of the business, unfortunately. However, with the camps, first of all, they are coached by college coaches. For example, we will have former Archbishop Stepanak, defensive back, Gavin Heslop coaching in our spring showcase.
Okay.
Wow. Gavin. Okay.
Gavin will be coaching. He brings a wealth of experience. We're also looking to get some
NFL
other
experience.
coaches whose names I can't mention yet because if we don't get them, that'll look really bad. However, we bring in coaches from all levels of football in the college level to coach our athletes, whether they're a freshman or a senior. For example, we had a 2030 recruit at our winter showcase. And his brother and his cousin played at the D1 level in football.
Oh wow. Okay.
So kids under the radar, they send film in to
So what I always tell kids, first of all, is I suggest you make a profile. It is free on our website. You don't have to pay a single thing. And that way you are able to enter your name, the school you attend, your film, your grade, your measurables, any other details like parent contact information, whatever you want. That's options so that coaches can contact you if they look at your profile. That way, you automatically get entered into a database on our website. When I go through the rankings, I see your name automatically. And that helps you get ranked instantly because I don't have to look for you. And I'm a human. I miss some guys. Everyone does. In fact, I missed a quarterback I really liked right now. And I'm trying to wait till my editor gets back to put him in the rankings. Because he's a very talented kid from Long Island, and he deserves the appreciation.
I agree. You should send me his name so I can help you with that.
That's not what you would be doing.
Oh.
I'm
just trying to support you, Corey. I'm trying to support you.
So Corey, you mentioned you had a good point, man. You said it's 4 of you guys in New York State, so it's hard to be everywhere. You can't be everywhere. It's not possible. And this is one of the reasons why we do the Rising Stars Bowl.
Yeah.
So you're able to see some of this talent. You don't have to go to 8 different games in a weekend, 10 different games
Good
in a
point.
weekend. You're able to see some of the talent on the field. So yeah, man,
I'm proud to announce I will be at that game this year. I will be making the trip to Long Island for that game. That is the weekend before our spring showcase, which
absolutely
is a little expensive for athletes, depending on family situations. I like to think that compared to bigger camps, it is cheaper. I think it is fairly priced based on the industry standards I've seen for showcases. However, I don't know family situations. I do offer discount codes, and I am willing to work with athletes who want to show up.
Corey. We've talked about this. This gonna cost you. You can't keep plugging.
Hold on. There's a question in the chat.
Do you want a coach? Maybe I can get you coaching.
Wait, whoa. Hold on, Tuck.
Yeah,
Corey,
see?
right after the show, you and I want to tell you though, this might be for you, Mac. There's a comment on Instagram that says open that thing up to Upstate.
Oh yeah, Upstate.
The prep. No, he's talking about the Rising Stars Bowl game.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, man. Who said that?
I would love to see, honestly, something similar to the Four Nations face-off in hockey. I would love to see different areas of the state put together a team and compete in a fun charity bowl event where all talent is on display. We can get all these coaches together to look at these kids, and it's just straight up about getting the kids love. For example, we see Team Mississippi go against Team Alabama in the South.
Yes.
We see games like this.
I was just talking to Coach Ed earlier. They stopped it, but they used to have the Florida versus California game. And Devin Heston said he won MVP in that game. Corey, we'll talk, man. See if we can work something out with the Chains Academy after the snap prep rip zone, and see if we can get a game where we kind of can get different areas involved.
I would love to see.
I think that's something that's possible.
But there's a question for Corey though. We got on here.
What's the question, Tuck? Go ahead.
What about write-ups, Corey? Can kids pay for those?
So write-ups, first of all, I will say this. Write-ups, because you pay for one, doesn't happen. If you subscribe, you will be written about. If you don't subscribe, you will be written about. The goal is to cover every kid. There are over 680 kids in the 2027 class. It will take some time. It will. However, every day I meet with my team and we discuss new angles on how to look at an article and new angles on how to cover a kid. For example, one of my guys up in Rochester today released an article about offensive linemen and offensive and defensive linemen. In that, he included a kid from Garden City. In that, he included a kid from Rochester. We are looking across the state, and it doesn't matter if you subscribe or not. Obviously, I would love that. if you did. I think it personally
question.
helps you. I will say it does help you.
Whoa,
However,
whoa. Corey didn't mean that, y'all. He didn't mean that. Okay, Corey, go ahead, finish.
however, it does not lead to special treatment.
There you go.
I do not do that. I don't know what happens in other states.
Corey.
I don't,
Hey,
I don't
I was
know
about
what
to say
happens in
that.
other states.
I want to say,
tough
hey,
job,
I
man.
just want to say, Corey, you know, for all of the playful flack I give you, man, your job is tougher than people think.
It
You
is,
ranked
man.
over 300
It is.
kids. You know how many kids play high school football in New York State? These guys would be pulling their hair out. I mean, I tried to rank them in. You saw what happened to me, right?
I mean,
It's a tough job. So I appreciate the job you're doing.
Absolutely,
I absolutely
man.
disagree about where, you know, a couple of kids are ranked, particularly a tight end, you know, but we talk about him offline. But the
that
point
probably
is,
should happen based on the comments that might be said.
yeah, you doing a great job, man, and it's a lot of work. So I applaud you on that. I know you got a team that's helping you, but it's not huge. It's not
No,
huge.
and
And Mac,
some
just
states are bigger, but up here in the
Yeah.
Northeast, we're a very small group just due to the fact
Yeah.
that this isn't where the national talent is,
okay.
and that's
we
what
can
I
talk
want to
about that.
change.
I agree with that. I want to say, Mac,
Nice.
man, I just got a message, man. There's an underclassmen game in Texas.
Yes,
Woo.
Did somebody say that?
Yeah, somebody told me about an underclassmen game in Texas. This guy, the guy that, man, he's knowledgeable. He's been around the game for a long time, and he's involved, man. So I'm gonna pick his brain when we get off the show. But yeah, man, there's a lot of
Yeah, man. Like I'm definitely all for doing things for the kids and doing things that's different. I feel like New York is used to the same old
yeah.
regular stuff.
Yeah, but when
And
but this question is, when you playing out of town, are you playing freshmen in high school?
what you mean when you play out of town?
They in 8th grade. You know, reclass is a big thing out of New York.
Oh man, we're gonna have a whole
okay.
show on reclass and tuck because there's so
Yeah.
many things about that I want to discuss that I don't think people really understand fully, and I want to get that stuff out there. But Corey, man, I appreciate this little talk on there. I was hoping some more athletes have questions, guys. You can definitely DM the page,
Yes.
ask some questions. We'll shoot them over to Corey.
My DMs as well on Twitter are open. I do
There you go.
answer.
Yes, he does. So, Corey, the other reason why you up here is to do our bi-weekly, you know, or 2 shows a month watch list.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
and we this week we decided to go with some sophomores, class of 2028, because that class of 2027 ranking dropped. So we're gonna look at some sophomores.
Yes.
Dre, if you ready, let me know. We could pull up the first guy. So here we go. First guy's Nair Jackson. E-Hall.
Out of E-Hall?
Yes, sir. Corey, tell us what you think.
So Nair Jackson will find himself ranked very highly when we redo 2028. I like this kid a lot. I actually think the PSAL produces some very, very underrated wide receivers. I think they are very good. They are very quality. And I think that more looks need to be given to them. As far as himself as a player, he is a very good first step. Separation comes at the line from him. He's very good at getting that. And once he gets that, I like his footwork. He's able to make some sharp cuts at top of the routes. He's able to make some good catches. And he is able to just change the game with one catch.
Hey, Corey, man, I'm glad we got to hear you evaluate, man. Guys better put some respect on your ability to evaluate.
Absolutely, man.
I might add, I'm evaluating based on his own film I have up right now, too. That's not coming off the top of my head.
I
I'm
said
watching these
Corey
players as I
job
bring them
ain't
up.
easy.
Facts.
So one thing I want to say, Corey, and if you close out that film, we'll see you again. Is that Nair's, man, his body control that you saw in that film when that pass on the sideline, that tiptoe, man, his body control is amazing. Is he snatches the ball out the air. You see this right here on the picture, the eyes to tuck. He's focused on that ball, man. He snatches it out there. This kid is gonna be special. It's gonna be special,
100%.
man. Right? And he's fast. He's He has some bursts with him. I think this kid is really, really good. It's a real deal. Definitely the real deal.
Yeah, Nair's gonna have definitely a great junior season coming up, man.
And
It's
the
gonna
And
and,
be
he's got
and
he's got a
tough to
very
guard a
talented
one-on-one,
quarterback throwing him the ball.
yeah, who should be ranked higher according to Vic.
Well,
but we talk about that later.
getting to Vic, I do want to say one thing really quickly. Nazir Brown is ranked 120th in the nation in 2027
Oh
in
wow,
the
okay.
state. Tommy is ranked very highly as well as far as the quarterback position. The 2027 quarterback class and the 2028 quarterback class and the 2029 quarterback class are probably the three best back-to-back classes New York has seen in a while,
Okay, so
statewide.
Somebody asked where did he play U football at? I think he played with the Hurricanes and the Jamaica Bulldogs, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely know that he played his last year with the Hurricanes. I know that
Yeah,
for a fact.
and he played with the Jamaica Bulldogs also.
Okay,
Yeah, I think he started
Okay.
with them. Yeah.
Dre, let's bring up the next kid, man. This kid, our first Long Island kid on the watch list. Man, this kid is a beast, right? Andrew Johnstone, tight
Yeah.
end.
So Andrew, I met in our winter showcase. The tight end class was not the best at that showcase. We had a slim number of tight ends. Regardless, Johnstone stand out by a mile. The kid is massive in person, and I'm not just talking
Yeah.
height. He has some very big muscles. He is very strong, and he is a very good player. He moves extremely well for his size as well. In that showcase, he was in the top 20 for his 40-yard dash. And we had some kids running 4.4s there. He's a very
Wow.
quick athlete. He's a guy, honestly, I could see playing wide receiver with his speed and his frame. He is starting to
Wow.
get some offers right now, which I do love to see. He wasn't in our 2028 rankings last year. He will honestly be very, very high in this edition. The kid is extremely talented. And honestly, I think if any college needs a tight end, I think they should call him easily.
Yeah. I mean, Andrew reminds me of our tight end that's just graduating, Aiden Howard, right? A
Yes,
kid that
Aiden
can
Howard. Yeah,
move.
I see a lot of that.
Yeah, Andrew reminds me of that kid, man. Aiden's going to Buffalo, so Andrew, if you're watching, that's might be a school you want to talk to. But he reminds me of him, the way he can catch the ball, run in open field, doesn't go down on first contact.
No.
You got to see his defensive tape.
Oh yeah, his
Oh my
defensive
God.
tape is impressive in general too.
Yeah,
I mean, he
Right.
he honestly can do it all, and I'm very impressed from what I see on the film. I mean, we're watching a play right here. That's a wide receiver play. That's a wide receiver route.
Yeah.
He uses
Can
hands
play
too.
multiple positions with a very high success rate.
He's deceptively fast.
Exactly. Look at that.
Deceptively
I mean,
fast.
It's extremely impressive to watch him play, and he is continuing to rise. He will find himself as one of the top players when the 2028 class is all said and done in New York.
Nice. I think it's talented, and I'm happy to say that both of those young men are going to be at the underclassmen showcase that's happening at the Rising Stars
Yeah.
event. So they'll get some eyes on them there, and they'll get to showcase their talent and see how they match up against other 2028s and 29s.
And I think they will do very well. I think the whole idea of an underclassmen showcase is amazing. I think that the way, and I think this also comes back to the whole, section debate with the Syracuse schools, that these kids are very talented across this entire state. However, no one knows about them. Things like this help a lot.
Corey, tell me, what do you think about what's happening up there with CBA and the public schools?
So I've gone to some of the CBA Albany games this year. I didn't go to Syracuse. However, CBA Albany didn't win their section.
I don't mean Albany.
Oh,
Oh
yes,
man,
I'm
CBA Syracuse. I apologize. CBA
yes,
Syracuse.
get into that. CBA
Okay.
Albany, I think I understand it. I understand both sides, and to play devil's advocate, who else are they supposed to play? To ask them every week to travel
right.
2 hours to the Monsignor Martin League,
Mhm.
to come down 2 hours to CBA Albany for a game every year, which they do already, and then to come even farther for the Catholic League. and PSAL, perchance, it isn't doable in any landscape in the country. However, they do have an unfair advantage with being able to recruit. And that is seen by the fact that Liverpool, who they beat twice throughout the season, only 2 losses Liverpool had, would have won Section 3 and has players that are very, very talented by themselves just through youth programs. And so do the other schools in that area. CNS, Cicero North Syracuse, very, very talented school. Their youth program looks unbelievable. I got to meet many of their youth players at Pylon a few weeks ago. Exactly. They play the biggest public schools, and they almost lost to Cicero North last year. These teams are beatable, which is why I kind of take this as a we lost, we don't want to play them a little bit. However, they are right. They do have a point. But to fix this, the whole state map needs to be reworked. Like I proposed, which had some very good comments both ways. Let's do a super conference. I know some very talented schools in the PSAL would love to join that. Maybe we'd have to, figure out if they're allowed to recruit or not based on that. That's a whole nother thing. You'd have to get the school board based on that because most of the teams in that league would be able to recruit. The Catholic League AAA, definitely. Some AA schools, I think, would be in on that as well. However, where does that leave the rest of them, including with the PSAL? Does that mean they combine and then we have some little conference there that could be a little weirdly balanced? The Monsignor Martin League would definitely get involved there. CBA Syracuse and CBA Albany as well. And then I think we let Long Island, which needs to happen, into the public school playoffs. I find that outrageous that Long Island isn't allowed to play. For example, Garden City has won 66 straight games. I mean, let's see them play Rye last year. Let's see their team last year play Rye, who won Class A, has multiple commits going to D1 programs. I would love to see a game like that happen. And reading the Instagram comments, yes, CBA Syracuse just booked games with St. Joe's and Canisius in Buffalo. They did. I think Aquinas is expected as well. They did do that, so I'm happy to see that. That does replace that and makes their schedule tougher because they'll start the season off in Syracuse against Iona Prep. I'm sorry, I'll get charged for that. However, that's how their season's starting. They will play 2 Monsignor Martin League teams that are very, very talented in St. Joe's and Canisius, and they will play CBA Albany. So right there, that's 4 games out of section, out of conference per se. That would look really good on any schedule. However,
that Garden. I see that comment about the Garden.
Big for Long Island, yeah,
I love it. And
big
from that,
Long Island, man.
Somers got involved in the public league. Somers got very involved. They are attempting to schedule West Hampton Beach right now. They are actively looking for Long Island teams to play. They want this, and I think they'll be the first, but they will easily start a big flood to these Long Island teams because I'll take basketball, for example. In the first round, Section 1 plays Section 11 on Long Island for the public league basketball.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, we're going to do a show about these schedules and about what kind of dream matchups we would love to have.
That'd be nice, man.
As always, Corey, I appreciate you, man, coming on, you being a great sport about the discussion about rankings. Once again, man, though I rag you on it, I know the job is tough. It's super tough, man, and I appreciate the work you're doing. I appreciate the work you do with the watch list. Nair and Andrew, you could expect.
I might have to stop you right here. I've just been asked to tease you a little bit, Ed. There seems to be a little bit of saltiness involved in today's podcast from Ed, and I think that has to do from the fact that there's some reports that Archbishop Stepanek got a recruit that might make Ed a little upset. We can't say the name, but I believe that Ed's a little upset about that.
What's going on?
Hey, Corey.
Corey, you are on one tonight, man.
I've been asked.
Yes.
I can't say who I've been asked by.
Understand.
Nice, Corey.
Corey, can you at least say what position he plays?
No, Corey.
It's a coach.
Corey, I want you to know.
What's going on, man.
All I'm gonna say is tell you know who that I know who texted you, right? And then
James Z verse now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yo. So and tell him, you know, hopefully we see each other in the playoffs. Hopefully we see each other in the playoffs.
You know, I would love to see that. But
yeah, me too.
Ed, your team is to make them first.
Corey. So with that said, it was great having Corey. It was great having Corey.
Yo, Tuck.
You shooting back, Corey?
I'm kidding. I want to make
energy,
it known
Corey.
I love Cardinal Hayes. But
Corey, I just want you to know, man, you about to get Jared Veluzzi. You're gonna get banned from all Hayes events. You know what I mean? We now the red carpet we was about to walk out for you. You know, don't you know?
Hey, I mean, I was in attendance for one of your wins this year. I'll say it like that. Maybe I'm good luck.
I appreciate that. Hey, Corey, do me a favor. Corey, hold on.
Corey's on fire. Yo, Corey, hold on.
You guys have a lot of fun. I don't know why.
Corey, you gotta stop, Corey.
No, don't stop, Corey. What I want you to ask your text message buddy, right?
The last one was crazy.
Ask him how many. Ask him what the record is in the last 5. Ask him how many. Ask him what the record is in the last 5. Me too.
Oh,
we want to talk. Me too.
Yo, this is a friendly podcast.
Oh, my bad.
I don't want to get out of character. Yeah. I do have to make an announcement. I've been asked this.
Yo, Mac, do the disclosure.
Hold on, Chuck.
I've been asked this.
Corey, go ahead. We said you have another announcement.
Cardinal Hayes. I will be attending a game this year. I'm not sure when. We have to look at the schedules because our goal is to go to the best game.
You're right. Well, we play the toughest schedule in the Catholic League. You know what I'm saying? We didn't schedule double A teams for our out of conference.
We will be.
Shots.
Okay.
No, you know what I'm saying? Oh, wait, my bad. I'm bad. My bad.
What's going on? Yo,
that was a straight Corey.
Corey, you can't be coming up here starting trouble, man.
Corey, man.
Ed wanted to come at me for the rankings. I got some bombs of my own. I see. Hey,
Corey, just let them know that I said that if he ain't registered, he's still free game.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Now,
on live TV.
Now,
Chuck.
I have no clue.
Let's get this wrapped up, man. This was a great show. This was a great show tonight. And I appreciate you guys being on it.
Now he hit you with one good one, though. But yeah, man, we're gonna talk about this after.
There's a few things that'll be mentioned.
Hey, come on, Corey, stop, man. Stop.
Now the one he said was
let me get to this outro, man. Let me wrap this up.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Hey,
you after this
Tuck, any last words?
Nah, man. You
all right, good. Mac, you got any last words?
Nah, okay. Go Corey.
All right. So at the end of the day, New York football is in an interesting spot because the talent's there, the toughness is there, right? And if you've been around this game, you know New York produces players that can compete with anybody in the country. But when we talk about the national landscape, Texas, Florida, Georgia, California, those states have built systems, pipelines, cultures that consistently put them at the top. So where does that leave New York right now? You can argue that New York sits somewhere in the second tier nationally. Tonight, we've heard a little lower than that. But in the conversation, we're not leading where we need to be. And the real question isn't just where we rank today. It's where are we going? Can New York close the gap? Can we build the development, the exposure, the infrastructure to compete with the top states year in and year out? Because if that happens, this state has the talent to shock a lot of people. And that's the conversation. That's the challenge. And that's what we're going to keep talking about right here on After the Snap. Where we talk about the things and how you play the game off the field. Thank you guys for tuning in. Instagram, thank you guys for tuning in. YouTube, my guys, we love you. Loud, get back from vacation, man. We need you in the comments. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Oh,
After the snap, where the city talks back, up the game of the field with Ed, Tuck and Mac. First we break it down, then we'll build it back. From uptown to the bridge, we dissecting the gaps. From the whistle to the chats, we don't fumble the facts. If it's happening in the 5, then it's after the snap. After the snap.